Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Seeking Dubai. So in today's video, we're talking about Al Furjan after quite a lot of gap. And we like talking about Al Furjan because we sell a lot of houses over here, right? We have been active in the Al Furjan market since 2011. So that's like a good 13, 14 years of being active in this community, building a network. And then when Nakhil started launching new real estate projects here on the remaining land bank, from 2021, 2022, we were exceptionally active there. And since that time, there's been an active resale market. Now the handovers are approaching. So we have a lot of data on not just Al Furjan, but the entire villa market. We're able to put a lot of perspective on different things. And so part of the idea of these YouTube videos is to kind of connect with an audience out there and just share, some of our ideas and some of the trends in the real estate hotspots that we're focused on. And one of the ways to kind of appreciate for John is that if you're looking at the handovers of villa and townhouse communities in 2025, the only community you're going to see handing over in the core belt of Dubai is Tilal Furjan and Murooj Furjan. So in this video, we're going to kind of focus on this part of Dubai. And just to understand overall 2025 handovers, most of the supply is, of course, in the suburbs and in Dubai South. In MBR itself, we have some clusters of Dubai Hills, which we'll hand over, and also District 1 Phase 3. So in 2025, there is not that much new supply handing over. If you're looking at the Dubai villa market and we break it down into 5 different zones, right? That's what we do. That's how we present our data and track the market and help clients understand and navigate different investment opportunities. And then we can equate that with this chart over here. Right? Everything in green is ready supply and everything in red is under construction future supply. So we can see that moving forward in the core areas of Dubai, there's not that much as a percentage or even as a total, not that much new supply coming into the market. And almost all of this is in the remaining Nakhil communities of Al Furjan. And over here, we're just kind of comparing the core with other parts of Dubai. So let's look at Al Furjan in a bit more detail, just to give a quick recap. This is Al Furjan, which is broken down into 2 parts. This is Al Furjan East, which I just circled, and this is Al Furjan West. So Al Furjan West is where the majority of activity of the handovers is happening in 2025. We've got 2 clusters of Murooj Al Furjan West, and then we've got 2 clusters of Tilal Al Furjan. And then further back over here, this is the 2024 handovers of Murooj Al Furjan. And right now, 80% of this community has been delivered to the owners. And then the rest of Al Furjan, you can see here, is the older supply of Al Furjan Kurtaj and Dubai style. And then over here, we have Al Furjan West, where we have a lot of private construction, private developments, townhouses, and villas. And usually the townhouses here will sell at a discount than the gated communities. That's an entirely different market as well. But what we like to focus on is the new Nakhil Villa communities. And so let's break that down into 3. So we've got Murooj Al Furjan, which is labeled green because it's handed over now. And then Tilal Al Furjan and Jebel Ali Village are under construction with handovers in 2025 and 2026. So if you were a buyer right now, this is the kind of prices that you're looking at. So what you can see here is that there's 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses in Murooj Al Furjan and Jebel Ali Village. The twin villa type is only 140 odd units in Tilal Al Furjan, and then you've got the larger villa types, which are here at the bottom. So you can benchmark these kind of price points with other parts of Dubai, other communities you've been exploring. If you would like to get a more detailed look at Al Furjan's market, we can start discussing with you different availabilities, listings. We have over 100 villa and townhouse listings and a huge network that we've built up over 13 years of operating in this community. And we have all sorts of data and stats and maps that can make your experience of understanding Al Furjan and the other investment opportunities that you can compare it with in a much more bigger and broader way, hopefully. Okay, so Murooj Al Furjan, if you want to look at this community, this has villas and townhouses. It's ready. You can get a mortgage over here. This kind of gives a larger perspective of Al Furjan with the other older and actually more prime villa communities of Dubai. So we've got Emirates Hills, Meadows, Springs, Jumeirah Park, Jumeirah Islands. So this is and JBT. So this is that entire core belt. Now, the other thing that's happening in Murooj Al Furjan is that now that's handed over, the rental market has been picking up, and it's the take up hasn't been rapid, but it's slowly and steadily been increasing. And I believe by 2025 the occupancy rates and take up rates will reflect any villa community of Dubai, which is typically over 95%. And so this is a snapshot of the current rentals. We have a dedicated rental team, and if you have any requirements for any of these kind of property types, we'd be happy to help you with viewings or anything else. Okay, and then if we look at this map here, we've got Jebel Ali Village. I just want to point this one out because of its location. It's right along Sheikh Zayed Road. And if you zoom into it, there's about 300 villas right in the center and about 1,000 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses in the periphery. So this is the most super prime location that's come up in Dubai. And even if you compare that with the older legacy communities, none of them have that kind of access to Sheikh Zayed Road as does Jebel Ali Village, right? It's more comparable to mainly the lakes. So if you're comparing these kind of valuations here, there's still a lot more value for money here. Even Jebel Ali Village is cheaper in some cases than Murooj or Furjan. So this is definitely a place to look out for. The only thing is you're going to need a lot more cash to purchase here, right? So you can't get a mortgage until it's ready. And then over here you have Wasl Gate, where there are new apartment developments coming up in this is master planned by Wasl. And so if you're looking for good apartment investment opportunities with still good value, good payment plans, right along Sheikh Zayed Road in this very, very interesting location, then this is a place to focus on as well. Okay, so this map here, I think we've recapped most of it, but let's just have a quick look at valuations. So if you're looking at that core villa belt, from most expensive to cheapest, I suppose, this is what the dollar per square foot looks like. It's all about boiling the market down into one number just for a quick comparison. So this is where Al Furjan currently ranks, and we can even use that as a broader benchmark. So if you want to zoom out a little bit, we can start comparing this part of Dubai to the prime parts of Mohammed bin Rashid City. So Jumeirah Islands and District 1 are both between 3 to 4,000 dirhams per square foot. They're among the most expensive places to purchase a villa in inland Dubai. And then if you're looking at the greens, we kind of have Meadows, Jumeirah Park, Sidra. They're kind of following one kind of benchmark, but Sidra's range is much higher. So even we've seen transactions above 3,000 dirhams per square foot. But one of the things to consider in these kind of communities is that these valuations can be easily compared to what we've seen in the past, because they have mostly, when you reach a lot of these valuations, these houses have been completely changed and renovated. That's been a big aspect of the market over the past few years. And if you're looking at extreme value, this is one of the best ideas right now, which is District 1 West, because if you're comparing this kind of luxury of District 1, and we're seeing 3,000 to 4,000 dirhams per square foot. District 1 West is by the same developer with improvements of the master plan. This is currently under construction with handovers in 2026. And here you're looking at around 2,000 to 2,400 dirhams per square foot. We have a dedicated team for MBR City. And so we've always got inventory in this part of town. If you ever want to kind of dive deeper into these kind of villa communities, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And then we can kind of come back to Al Furjan, and this is where they're trading at right now, between 1,500 to 1,800 dirhams per square foot. And then the other factor to look at is supply. So what does the supply look like? If you're looking at this core villa belt, most of it is concentrated in Al Furjan. Okay, and so if you're looking at the handovers that are going to happen in gated communities, so after 2027, there is no more projected supply, and all of this is going to primarily hand over the next 18 to 24 months. And of course, there is parts of the core villa belt where you can buy private construction. There will be new private construction coming up, like Al Furjan, Jumeirah Park. And then if you go further back to around MBR City, we've got parts of Dubai Hills and in District 1 and Heartland. But most of this is now considered luxury grade supply, and it's very expensive and it's very limited as well. So, most of the supply is going to be in these villa communities that are over here. And then what are the other future opportunities that are existing? Obviously, Al Furjan right now, the villas and townhouses it's not the ideal early mover advantage that you once had. Of course, there are margins and value still to be found, especially in places like Jebel Ali Village and Tilal Furjan. But in general, if you're looking at more future opportunities, and then the concentration has to be towards the west of Dubai and then towards Dubai South in a very logical way. And so we recapped Dubai South's investment opportunities in a very detailed video a few days ago. Do check that out. And then along the waterfront, we've got Palm Jebel Ali, where all the 5 and 6 bedroom villas on all the fronts have been sold out. And the market's definitely recognizing right now that comparing this Palm to this Palm, they've been selling at half that price point. So Palm Jebel has been really interesting. And then if you were looking at the villa core and you're looking at luxury, what's the best things to look at? You can look further back along to the suburbs and look at places like Oasis or Acres. So there are different ideas that you can that we can share with you if you are a villa or townhouse market buyer or investor. And so this is the kind of information and data that we can share with you, not just for Al Furjan, but for all major villa and townhouse communities of Dubai. So I hope this video has been useful for you. If you'd like to connect with us, please hit the description box, send us a message, and we look forward to hearing from you. All right, thank you very much. Take care.